What's up, y'all? So we are back at it. It is Vlogtober, and baby, I am tired. I have literally been dropping vlogs almost every day. You have to give me some grace because sometimes I don't drop the vlog on time, and sometimes I might skip a day, especially this month. I don't know what it is this month, but I have really been not feeling social. I haven't feel like talking to people. I haven't felt like going anywhere. I haven't felt like being around people, not even my family. My husband and my daughter, that's an exception. They live with us and we are a family unit. So I see them every day and they do bring me comfort. But on another note, I just haven't felt like doing anything. Even for my birthday, I had my birthday about a week and a half ago, and I just didn't feel like doing anything. I had to force myself to go to dinner, but that was a whole nother thing. And then I also feel like I was coming down with some kind of virus. I don't know if it was the coronavirus. Well, y'all know it's many coronaviruses, 7 or 8, 9, 10 different species of coronavirus, and then or it could have been a rhinovirus, which are both cold viruses, but two different species, genuses of viruses. But anyway, I have been getting plenty of rest, trying to drink fluids, but every now and then I have tequila because it is my birthday month and I do need some kind of cocktail. And I also have been trying to drink a lot of water. I'm not the best water drinker. I have a lot of faults with my water intake. Sometimes I forget to drink water for days, and then I think about my kidneys and the functioning of them. They need water to help clear all of these toxins and creating and keep my BUN at a good state. I just want to talk about friendships today. Over the past couple of weeks, I've been thinking about a lot of different friendships that I have. I have friends that I have made at work. I have friends that I have made through childhood. I have friends that I have just met random places and have developed relationships with them. But one of the things that I value amongst my friends is the fact that they love me and accept me for who I am. I'm a person that can really get ghosts. I try to call, text, send birthday celebration happies or whatever, but sometimes I just get wrapped up in my own world and into my own thoughts. I'm a very critical thinker. I think a lot about life. I think about a lot about the economy. I think about politics. I think about just everyday trash news like Chrisean Rock and her sister Teeseki. Side note. I do want to talk about Chrisean and Teeseki because Chrisean and Teeseki's situation is a very common situation that a lot of people have endured and encountered through their life. Not just millennials, baby boomers, the people before them. A lot of people have been touched or molested by their family. And I'm talking about close family. Brother, mother, father, uncle, cousin, first, second, 10th. And it's a situation that a lot of people like to keep hidden and swept underneath the rug. This situation is very common, and a lot of people just choose to bury it and continue their relationship with the abuser because it's just easier. It doesn't cause a lot of post-traumatic stress syndrome or disorder. And even though the actual abuse can cause underlying depression, it can cause, as we said, post-traumatic stress disorder. It can cause anxiety. It can even cause hypersexuality because a lot of people that don't know why they feeling these symptoms, feeling anxious, can't keep a relationship, can't talk to another person of sex, it may stem from being abused. And I'm speaking from personal experience, and I'm also speaking from experiences of others that I have come in encounter with. A lot of people have been touched. Me personally, I haven't been touched, but I have many attempts of being touched. And I want to stress the importance of having a relationship with your child or just a member of your family. If you know somebody that's a small child coming up around you, it's okay to talk to them. You have to talk to a child and let them know what's wrong and what's right, and build a trusting relationship. Like with my grandmother, she would often tell me, hey, don't go over that man's house. Don't go in his house. If he asks you to come in for candy or anything, you just tell him no. You have to build confidence up in your child. You have to build self-esteem up in your child to let them know, even though they 3'1" and this person is 5 whatever, they still can have a mentality where they are educated enough and confident enough to avoid situations. Don't sit on this man's lap, or woman, because women can be abusers too. This a little story time. I was dating a man at one time, and he was a very hardcore man, involved in a lot of illegal activities in the streets, in a gang, but I'm attracted to bad boys anyway, so wasn't any out of the ordinary for me. But during our pillow talk times, our deepest times when he would be a little intoxicated and he would let his shield down, he told me that he was molested by an older lady at the age of 10. He was molested by, we don't know the age. He was assuming 40-ish. She could have been in her 30s. She could have been in her 50s, but she was not the same age as he was. So this let me know that these things happen. And he was very hypersexual. He was like, this man, he could go all day, every day. And sometimes he would just like for me to hold his privates in my hand for him to even fall asleep. It was that deep for him. He had multiple women, and it never stopped. It never ended. And he would cry to himself because he could not control it. He could not control the urge. And this urge that he had, it brought on a lot of different things. He was diagnosed with bipolar. He was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. Also with major depression disorder. Also with personality disorder. And he had anxiety too. He coped with all these things by doing these illegal things, getting that thrill, having all these multiple women. And I, as a healer, as a person that likes to take care of people, I latched on to him because I thought I could help him. But in reality, I could not help him. I couldn't help him. He had to help himself. His energy was always off, and he was draining my energy. So, that relationship didn't work. And to fast forward, I just feel like at the end of the day, it was best we went our separate ways, because he was on one path and I was on one path. And that's what you have to do. When it comes to friends, they can drain your energy too. Because even though you're not in a personal sexual relationship with these people, they are in your company. And you never know what somebody going through. Your friends have problems of their own. When they with you, they one type of person, they one type of way. So when they leave you, they might be going home to an abusive relationship. They might be going home to abuser, a sexual abuser, domestic abuse, mental abuse, spiritual abuse, financial abuse, especially with the elder. That's one thing that we oftentimes miss, abuse, and it's real. So when I look at my friends, I look for people that fit into different categories. I have friends that I talk to about fashion. I have friends that I talk to about work that's also in the healthcare industry, and we share similar stories, and we want to bounce off ideas about things that happen and how we should move forward or what we should do the next time. I also have friends that we do bad things together, like go out to the bar, go dancing. And then I have friends that I talk to about deep critical things. And I know which friend is which friend. And I think that's the most important thing you can do in friendships is categorize your friends. Put your friend in that specific place and hold them tight there. Because that will make the friendship go longer and last a long time. People that you try to put into a box that you want them to be in and they necessarily don't even fit into that box. For example, I have a friend, she don't go nowhere. I don't know if she want to go anywhere, but she like to stay at home. I know she like to stay at home. I necessarily would not ask her to go to a club event or a bar hopping experience because she don't drink, she don't like to go nowhere, and she don't really like socializing. So I don't expect her, and it's okay. But I got Keisha over here. I can call Keisha up at 11:30 and tell her to be ready at 11:45, and Keisha rolling up. She pulling up like, let's do it. But you know what? I wouldn't tell Keisha my fly on the wall died. I wouldn't tell Keisha that because Keisha gonna tell everybody. So this is examples of where to place your friends and where to put your friends. And another important thing for me is when my friend is in need and when I'm in need, are we there for each other? And not necessarily financial, because all your friends are not going to be able to let you borrow money. And money is not all you need in a friendship or relationship. You have to have some type of personal value. Are you a listener? Are you empathetic? Do you care? Do you have food if I don't have food? Like these things. In the world that we live in today, a lot of people are always thinking about material things. But material things, they are tangible assets, tangible things that you can get. But I'm talking about things that we can't see. These things really, really tell if a person is rich. These things no man can take from you. Your faith, your beliefs, your morals. So when we're looking for relationships, that's what we have to look for. So on another note, when I'm speaking about relationships, I also want to speak to my sisters especially, because I cannot speak to the men about men stuff. I'm not a man, so that's not gonna work. But let me speak to my sisters, my sisters. It don't matter if you black, white, Asian, just a women. If you a woman, you identify as a woman, I want to talk to you. I want to tell you some things about finding a relationship. I have many friends of female gender, and when I talk to them, a lot of times I talk to them about relationships. They ask me about advice. They tell me about, the dating world. I'm not in the dating world. I'm off the market, and I'm kind of thankful, because from what I hear, I don't know if it's the dating world, the actual man that's the problem, or it's the woman that's dating the man the problem, or it's a combination of both. Because this is what I hear. I can't find a man. Oh, this man, he's not good. He doesn't call me at 8:00 in the morning. Or this man, he doesn't lift weights. He just does cardio. This man, he chews with his mouth open. This man, he doesn't have a good job. Or so back to the man that these women are coming across. It's the fact that you have to make some room for default, for deficiencies. Everybody is not going to check every box that you have. You have to have some main courses, main things like he have to have a job. Maybe it might not be a job that you prefer. Maybe he not making $200,000 a year. Maybe he making 100. Okay, maybe he have one kid, but you love him. When somebody love someone unconditionally, they're gonna love you for everything, whenever, however you come. Can you take your wig off in front of him? Do he even care if you have a wig? Do he care if you have a tummy tuck, a breast lift? Do he care about any of that? He love you for who you are. If you was to get cancer or have any type of problem, will he be there to comfort you and take care of you? And vice versa, because not only are you expecting it for him, he's expecting you to do the same. It's a two-way relationship. And a man that can hold you down, and I'm not just talking about financially, I'm talking about emotionally, mentally, that's going to be the best relationship that you can get. I'm sure that it's going to be some struggle, especially if the man isn't making a lot of money. But money isn't everything. It can buy you a lot of stuff. It can buy some sort of happiness. But at the end of the day, if you was to lose everything, could you sit there in a quiet space with this man, and can you smile and just have a conversation and just find comfort in holding each other's hand and hugging? Can you do that? On your deathbed, we can't take any of these material things with us. We can't take nothing with us. So we have to look at love a little bit more deeper than we looking at right now in this world. I feel like some people never gonna get a man, and that's okay if that's what you aiming for. But if you're not aiming for that, you aiming to get a partner, you have to be a little open, a little bit more open. And I don't know how much money it takes to make each individual happy, and how much money it's gonna take to make you fall in love. But if that's the only thing you looking at, I think that at the end of the day, it's not gonna make you happy at all. You can travel to Dubai on a private jet. You can travel to Europe. You can travel to Australia. You can travel all these places. But if he don't love you and you don't love him, what is it worth? What is it worth at the end of the day? When you become old, gray, and you can't do nothing, he can't do nothing, and money's not coming in as it used to come in, because I have saw a lot of elderly people that were billionaires, millionaires, ran Fortune 500 companies, but when they get 80, 90 years old, they lonely and they broke. And it's sad to say, because they worked all their life so hard, never taking a vacation, never doing anything for themselves, not even buying them a nice pair of tennis shoes. And then something happens and health is taken from them, and all they have is a little hospital bed with a little window and no love. Nobody's coming to see them. Nobody's taking care of them. None of that. So I just want to let y'all know what it is, what's on my heart to tell y'all. And I take my own advice. I really think about this at the end of the day. When I was dating, I had prospects. I had different type of prospects. I had money prospects. I had material prospects. But at the end of the day, my father sat me down and he talked to me about love, and that love is unconditional and you really can't pay for it. So he saw a man that loved me, and the man didn't have much, but he had potential. And my father was like, that's who you need to be with. Period. This man is going to cook you breakfast on your deathbed. He's going to bathe you. He's going to be there for you. He'll give his life for you. So that's what I went for. And it has made me happy. I'm not going to say things have been the best, but things have been good. We enjoy each other's company. And I value his friendship because not only is it a partnership and a loving relationship, it's also a friendship. And back to what I was telling y'all about friendships, that's a box that I put him in. It's like a sacred box. And I really, 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 really am thankful for it. And I want and wish every one of you to find that type of love. And also, when you do find that type of love, you have to put your friendships on the back burner. You can't be like, oh, I'm going out with my girls all the time. You have to take into play, you have a man or partner, and you should spend time with him too. It's very important to keep your date night, keep your things going that y'all always do.